Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Animation Appreciation Podcast. I am your host, Liliana Stargazer, and today we'll be covering KiKi's Delivery Service by Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli and their soft intro. I love it, letting the world unfold before the story can begin. The sign outside KiKi's house reads, "If you need a witch, please ring the bell." Kokuri, which is her mother's name. Everything Kiki does, even the little spin for her dad, is very well done. The studio does everything by studying and watching, and that is how animation should be. In the words of Studio Ghibli's very own Hayao Miyazaki, how can you animate what you have not seen? I am going to miss the wonderful sound of those bells, one of the men says. For hitting the tree as she fails to fly. That's funny. Just the way the life in the town is animated. Someone studied the patterns of traffic and people in cities to animate this. The simple way Studio Ghibli makes normal life feel just wonderful and peaceful. There's a difference in the sound of hot and cold water being poured, and the sound team got it perfect. Studio Ghibli does make the dub scripts alongside the Japanese ones. I noticed this in detail in a documentary about the boy and the heron. Small things like her having to grab the radio twice to turn it off or nestling even deeper into her pillows with a little wiggle before falling asleep. Those little details give life and realism to the animation. Also, that little moment when the husband spins the trays and smirks at Gigi. Yes, that is a grown man showing off for a cat, and I love it. Having no idea what to charge for your services is a thing anyone who started a business suffers from, or is simply an artist. As soon as Kiki flies above the forest, you can already see the toy cat is gone in the cage. The tree Kiki is touching when she says, "I know you are close by," is just like a tree Hayao Miyazaki passes on his daily walks. You'll actually, if you catch a video of his daily walk, you'll see a lot of Studio Ghibli references there where he is pulled from those moments. The repeated turn off of the TV, and the kid ignores it till you yell or scream. Love it. Jeff is the best dog ever. The husband anxiously pacing, waiting for Kiki to arrive, only to pretend he isn't, is adorable. The old woman pretending to fly on her broom is adorable as well. The small sound of fluid sizzling as the pot pie is pulled out. That granddaughter the old woman sent the pot pie to is so ungrateful. I'm glad your grandma didn't see that. You should be ashamed. My southern comes out when it comes to being rude. I don't speak cat, but I'm pretty sure Lily said thank you. Asono, you trickster, sending her to the boys she was being shy about. Can't say I wouldn't do it. Can confirm laughing after a fearful event that turns out to be nothing when nothing happens. And I kind of love it. Flying used to be fun till I started doing it for a living. I feel that. Not for this podcast. The door of Tombo's friend's car is taped on. I love it. Adds charm. Perfect is boring. Imperfections add charm. This applies to people too. The reflections on the glass of the counter so we can see Kiki and the door at the same time is amazingly done. Anyone who has a talent knows when you are stressed or upset or even just feeling lost, the talent flees and will return when you settle and stop thinking so hard about it. Buses have a feel to them that is unlike cars or any other mode of transit, including trains, and Studio Ghibli captured it perfectly. Wanting to paint someone who has a good face or draw them, that is something even I have felt. I sat down and asked for a photo just so I could, draw them later. Small things like wear and tear on the wood in any shot is lovely and adds realism. Oh, there's been a terrible accident, she says very happily. She is the adventuresome type. The moment of silence as she focuses takes us with her in that moment, even though we know the world around her is still being loud and rambunctious. That's actually all I have for KiKi's delivery service. If you are here solely for that, then thank you for listening and have a great night. For the rest of you, I have a bit more to say. For those of you who stayed, thank you. When I was actually about to do this episode, I began to feel discouraged about this podcast, and I'd forgotten why I do it to begin with. I was looking for the next thing to cover, and I felt drawn to this film, and now I know why. I used to make these episodes easily and without concern, but recently I felt like I wasn't doing very well at it and that none of these episodes mattered. But that's not what matters. What matters is someone out there learning something new from me. So thank you, everyone who listened to this point. Thank you for listening. And as always, if it's animated, someone did it on purpose. Have a wonderful night and thank you again.